Boland's Cross and Dorlatch. And Charter Party has gone there. Charter Party, a faller at that one. The horse has risen all right and is continuing riderless, but his partner still to rise. Racing towards another ditch now, Cybrandian in the lead. Dorlatch moves up on the inside. Mr. Moonraker and Boland's Cross are very close to the lead, and then comes West Tip and Forgive and Forget and Earl's Brig. Richard Dunwood is up on his feet all right after that fall with Charter Party. So 11 of them left as they come to the 8th. Cybrandian from Dorlatch and Boland's Cross and Mr. Moonraker and Wayward Lad. Quite a lot of snow at that fence. West Tip, Forgive and Forget comes next, and then comes Earl's Brig. Behind Earl's Brig is the Thinker, then Golden Friend, and finally Coombs Ditch as they run down to the next. Cybrandian at the 9th in the lead from Boland's Cross. Dorlatch on the inside. Behind Dorlatch, Mr. Moonraker, then Forgive and Forget, and behind them the Old Man, Wayward Lad, and then West Tip, and then Earl's Brig. As they come down to the next, Cybrandian over the 10th in the lead from Boland's Cross and Dorlatch, and Mr. Moonraker and Forgive and Forget and Wayward Lad, and then West Tip, and then Earl's Brig, then Golden Friend, the Thinker, and finally Coombs Ditch. Quite a long run now towards the next. It'll be the second last on the next circuit. And Cybrandian still from Boland's Cross in second, Mr. Moonraker third, Dorlatch close 4. And then Forgive and Forget and Wayward Lad and West Tip and the Thinker and Earl's Brig. And Golden Friend and finally Coombs Ditch. Over the 11th, Cybrandian lands in the lead from Mr. Moonraker and Boland's Cross and Dorlatch and Wayward Lad and Forgive and Forget and West Tip, and behind them the Thinker, Earl's Brig and Golden Friend and Coombs Ditch. This will be the last on the next circuit. Number 12 now, Cybrandian from Boland's Cross. And Forgive and Forget hit that one, the favourite. He's just in about 7th place now. Cybrandian in the lead from Dorlatch on the inside of Boland's Cross, then Mr. Moonraker and West Tip, and then Wayward Lad on the inside, Forgive and Forget closer, then the Thinker, and then Golden Friend and Earl's Brig on the inside, and finally Coombs Ditch as they run downhill out into the country for a final circuit in the richest race ever run at Cheltenham. Over 55,000 to the winner, 10 left to jump now. Cybrandian in the lead from Boland's Cross, Dorlatch and Mr. Moonraker towards the outside. West Tip, behind West Tip is Wayward Lad, and then Forgive and Forget and the Thinker. Earl's Brig has been pulled up. They're coming to the water. Cybrandian still from Dorlatch, Boland's Cross, Mr. Moonraker, Wayward Lad, Forgive and Forget, and West Tip. Coombs Ditch is still the back marker, coming to the 3rd of the ditches now. Cybrandian from Dorlatch, and Boland's Cross has gone there. Boland's Cross will fall up. A very heavy fall at that one. Cybrandian in the lead still at the 16th from Dorlatch. Then comes Forgive and Forget in 3rd, then Wayward Lad, West Tip, then the Thinker. Behind the Thinker is Golden Friend. Peter Scudamore's up on his feet all right. It's Cybrandian as they come to the final ditch now. From Dorlatch in 2nd, Forgive and Forget is 3rd. In 4th place is Wayward Lad. The Thinker is improving on the outside. West Tip comes next. Golden Friend's improving on the inside. 5 left to jump. Cybrandian still in the lead. Cybrandian jumps in the lead from Dorlatch 2nd. Forgive and Forget 3rd. The Thinker 4. Another mistake by Forgive and Forget. He's dropped back into 4th place, the favourite. Wayward Lad is in 5th. Behind them comes Coombs Ditch, who's steadily improving. Then West Tip, and then Golden Friend as they run down towards the next. And it's 4 from home, Cybrandian from Dorlatch and the Thinker, then Forgive and Forget, then Coombs Ditch still improving, and then Wayward Lad as they run down to the next. It's Cybrandian still from the Thinker going very strongly. Dorlatch on the outside, behind him Wayward Lad and Forgive and Forget as they jump the next. 3 from home, Cybrandian from the Thinker who hit it hard, and it's Cybrandian still with Chris Grant deputising for Lorcanois. And the Old Man, Wayward Lad, coming there strongly now to take 2nd place as they round the home turn. It's Cybrandian from the 12-year-old Wayward Lad. Then comes the Thinker, Dorlatch, and Forgive and Forget still trying to make up for that mistake and trying to get on terms with them now as they come down towards the 2nd last. It's Cybrandian with the advantage from Wayward Lad, the Thinker, Forgive and Forget, and Dorlatch. Cybrandian landed in the lead from Wayward Lad. Forgive and Forget has now West Tip and Dorlatch. Behind them, Wayward Lad and Golden Friend, and then Forgive and Forget and Mr. Moonraker. And so the result of the 1987 Tote Cheltenham Gold Cup. First, number 12, The Thinker, owned by TPM McDonough Limited, trained by Arthur Stevenson and ridden by Ridley Lamb. Second was number 4, Cybrandian, owned by Mr. Ibray, trained by Peter Easterby, ridden by Chris Grant. And it's a photo for third, a photo between Dorlatch and West Tip, and very close between those two. But there, congratulations from Brad to the winning rider, Ridley Lamb, after The Thinker, one of the 3 horses here engaged in the National, has won a memorable Tote Cheltenham Gold Cup, and getting a tremendous reception is Ridley on his 29th winner of the season. He looked as though he was going to be carried off a true line by Cybrandian in the closing stages, but how he battled on. And what a reception in this carnival atmosphere here at Cheltenham, where the Gold Cup finally got underway after so much delay. And The Thinker completes a hat-trick. This 9-year-old by Cantab out of Main Pet. Winners of 151 races lined up for this richest race ever run at Cheltenham. Disappointing run by the favourite, Forgive and Forget. He hit a couple of them very hard, still tried to fight his way back between the second last and the last, but just couldn't quite get into the picture again. Ridley Lamb's first triumph in this great race, and the first 2 for Arthur Stevenson. His 40th winner of the season. Marvellous run by West Tip. That's Golden Friend. Came home well, just couldn't get in a challenging position early enough in the contest. Anybody's race as they came to the second last, as I'm sure you'll agree as we review the closing stages.
Yes, a tremendous race. Forgive and Forget there in third place in the yellow, made a few jumping errors. Cybrandian in front had jumped impeccably. And here again, Chris Grant asks and gets a tremendous jump there. Wayward Lad has come through into second place. Forgive and Forget, the favourite in the yellow, weakening. The Thinker in fourth. Back there in orange is Golden Friend. Dorlatch with a big white face, and the Grand National winner, West Tip, running on strongly from a long way behind. Here, Chris Grant gets to work on Cybrandian, who's put in such a good show, and he starts to wander after this fence. This is the last. Chris asks again and gets an answer. What a superb jump again there. And then Wayward Lad puts in the challenge. The Thinker, who had made quite a mistake at the third last, now has the long run hill in front of him. Cybrandian veers across to the right hand. He starts to take the Thinker's ground a bit, but both of them come along to the rails, and this probably helps, actually. Ridley getting a little bit squeezed up there with his head down, gets the Thinker going, and he runs on strong. But look at West Tip running on there to fight it out with Dorlatch as Wayward Lad weakens into fifth place. The Thinker, the 1987 Tote Gold Cup winner, at 13-2 from